Hey, Mrparka here to review one from Musicbox Films. The online screener was sent to me. This doesn't come out till, I believe, October 1st, so it's a long way away, but it is 100 Bloody Acres. And this movie's from Australia, and it is a horror comedy type deal, and it's about two brothers who have a fertilizer business, but there's something a little more in the fertilizer than just dead animals and other organic materials. It is people. They started this by finding roadkill of people in accidents and grinding them up, and their business took off, so they kind of couldn't get away from doing that. They're both kind of moronic and stupid in ways, but one is obviously way more dim-witted than the other. Lindsey's pretty much the leader. He's a very unique look and a very unique voice, and is very intimidating, especially towards his younger brother. You can kind of see who the boss is, and by accident they get these three kind of travelers in their shop, and they have to obviously make the decision of killing them. Reggie obviously likes the girl and doesn't want it to happen, and Lindsey wants to just, cover up his tracks and make more fertilizer, so the two kind of have a clash here, and that's where pretty much the whole movie is set here. You could compare this to a couple movies that previously had come out, but it's quite nothing like those exactly. I mean, maybe Blood Salvage, which is about kind of like killer's family that picks up people off the road, and maybe even something like Motel Hell. But the comedy Motel Hell is completely different from here. This is fairly more serious than something like Motel Hell. It is actually suspenseful when the parts need to be. They have some pretty funny moments. At one point, one of the characters takes acid, and he ends up traveling through this little small town. It's closed. It's like a fairyland little resort thing, and that's actually pretty funny, pretty unique stuff they do in there. But the cool thing about it is they capture the small town. It's pretty much all these people make livings off tourists, or they just like interact with each other and sell product and things like that. It's pretty much a small town where you run your own business or you don't do anything at all. And the gore in here is also really top-notch when it happens. Not much happens until there's a couple of scenes in the beginning, but towards the end when it picks up and it gets kind of crazy, and there's a lot of fun things in here. Production values are really great. It looks really clean and everything. It looks really like a nice movie and everything like that. The acting is really great. Like I said, the character who plays Lindsey is really great. They do a commercial. They have a jingle that's playing on the radio, and at first they're really excited to hear it. As the film progresses and the day gets worse and worse and worse, Lindsey starts to actually hate it. I can't really show any clips, but I will show the trailer. I would recommend this one. Some people might say it's a slow start, but it's definitely a big payoff in the end. It's a well-made, entertaining, funny, and suspenseful at points, like I said, in here, and more people come in there and stuff like that. I like the small town feel to it. I thought that Lindsey stole the show. I thought he was the best actor, and but Reggie does a good job as well, kind of as like that little twerp, and his character change is also pretty decent as well. The soundtrack's actually pretty cool, kind of like these, I guess you would call it redneck Australian music, and this is actually one of the better Australian movies I've seen come out in a while. I mean, there was Come and Get Me, I believe, was one of them, and I guess I prefer the comedy aspect to Australia, because I haven't really seen that many horror comedies from Australia, and this is probably the first one that I have seen, and they did a really good job. It's more, definitely more like a British type horror comedy than an American type horror comedy. But I would recommend this one. There's some good gags in here, some good visual gags and whatnot. There's kind of a nice little scene at the end that's pretty funny involving an old lady. But yeah, I'd recommend this one. Here's the trailer. Check it out. Pretty funny, pretty gory, pretty entertaining. That is 100 Bloody Acres from Musicbox Films. They also, I believe, will be releasing Eddie the Sleepwalking Cannibal. Thank you. Have a good one.
Mate, you right, mate?
Sticking to the highway sound like too crazy an idea, Wes?
Tedious, man.
I reckon I can take yous.
I'm Sophie.
Reg, we got some freshies, Linz. You've always said if the stars were maligned, we should just go through with it.
What are you doing?
Bit different when they talk back to you, eh?
See, I knew you'd...
We
Need you to remain calm, miss.
Sophie. No, we don't want to shaft our #1 customer. We don't do that sort of thing here at Morgan Brothers.
If Charlie Wick wants new blend, he's gonna get new blend. We hop own the lot of them now.
No one's gonna be hot boning no one.
You're not a bad person. You're a good person who's just done some bad things.
We've got liquid gold here, mate. We could fertilise the nullarbor with this gear.
He wants my potassium! Oh, I'll call for help.
It's not about what we did do, but what we do. Sometimes what you have to do is that... I don't know why I keep saying do.
Now you're holding for a marshal out here, boys. You're on 100 bloody acres.
Don't you dare hurt her, you psycho! We're not psychos, all right? We're small business operators.